Hey guys, in today's video I want to go over a crazy and super entertaining game of Scrabble sent to me by one of my longtime subscribers, Eugene. This was a game Eugene played online on the Woogle site, and it was a 10-minute game using the International or Collins Dictionary. Eugene was first and had the dreaded Q on his opening rack and made a smart decision to exchange it along with one of his R's, keeping the super potent AENPR leave. Unfortunately, Eugene failed to connect, and it was a pretty uneventful game until his opponent's fifth move. Here it's a pretty close game, and his opponent plays the first bingo of the game, a nice three-way overlap of release for 82 points, jumping well ahead into the lead. However, the lead was short-lived as Eugene immediately struck back with his highest scoring option, Blitz, through the T of thirds, burning his blank but scoring 75 points and getting himself right back into the game. His opponent was saddled with too many vowels and dumped them with Awa for 10 points. Eugene now took the lead, playing Meat for 27 through the E of release, getting to the triple. However, his opponent made a very nice play in response, extending Blitz to Blitzing, getting 57 points by virtue of the triple word score. Eugene made a nice response in Couch for 35, reopening the top of the board, and this is where, guys, things start to get very interesting. His opponent plays the first phony of the game, the 36-point Glock, which Eugene fails to challenge. Note that Glock is indeed a proper noun. It's actually a firearm manufacturer, but it is not valid in Scrabble. In any case, this stays on the board, and Eugene finds himself down 225 to 280, holding EEILPTW. And here Eugene makes a very peculiar-looking play. He plays Oot from the E in release for 14 points, keeping EEILP. Something like EW here, making I'd and the Collins only Y, feels much better. It scores 18 more points and it keeps a superior leave. So why did Eugene do this? Well, let's just wait and see a couple turns. In any case, his opponent had too many vowels and found a nice play of Hate, scoring 31 points and further building his lead. Eugene now drew yet another E, seemingly a drawback of Oot, but he was unfazed and played Do for just 8 points. He once again has much higher scoring plays, this time something like Eloped, making Xenial for 40, but once again, Eugene is up to something here. His opponent draws terribly, pulling 2 U's out of the bag, and plays Uni for 9 points. An exchange here would probably have been better, but in any case, Uni comes down for 9 points, and Eugene draws very well, pulling an S and a blank to his leave of EEILP. Seems like his best bingo here would be something like Pearly's, scoring 76 points and bringing him back into the narrow lead. But Eugene has better ideas. In this position, Eugene extends the phony of Glock to Glockenspiel for an amazing 113-point play, an absolutely jaw-dropping move that catapults him back into the lead by 40 points, 360 to 320. Amazing stuff, but the game is far from over. His opponent responds with Faye for 28 points, after which Eugene further builds on his lead, playing by far his highest scoring move of Joe for 51. Eugene is now up by over 60. His opponent responds with Lube for 18 points, and Eugene plays Yi for 26, getting rid of one of his 2 Ys. His opponent plays Nips, scoring nicely and keeping the ING combo together, but emptying the bag. Eugene, seeing no playable bingos for his opponent, plays Yo for 23 points, getting rid of his other Y and scoring well, but unfortunately for Eugene, his opponent slaps down Doring for 75, winning a shocker by a final score of 489 to 460 after getting penalty points from Eugene's on-play tiles. So that naturally begs the question, what should Eugene have done to prevent this out bingo? Well, the answer might shock you. The answer is he should have challenged, because Doring, guys, is not a valid word. So Eugene lost this game by virtue of allowing a phony out bingo to stay on the board. So the lesson here, guys, is whenever your opponent plays a word to end the game, they play their last tiles, if you're not 100% sure it's a word and that word staying on the board would win them the game, you have to challenge. There is no reason not to challenge. There is no downside. Even in Collins, yes, you lose 5 points for an incorrect challenge on the outplay, but if you know you're going to lose anyway, then what's 5 points? You might as well just challenge if you have even the tiniest sliver of a doubt whether something's good. In NWL, there's not even a penalty at all, so no matter what, whether it's a winning play or not, you should always challenge if you have even the tiniest sliver of a doubt. But a pretty wild roller coaster of a game here. Eugene making one of the finest plays you'll ever see in Scrabble, extending a phony no less of Glock to Glockenspiel for over 100 points, to blundering the game on a very unfortunate and preventable mistake, allowing a phony out bingo to stay on the board. So really wild stuff here, guys. Quite a roller coaster of the game. Super entertaining. Thanks very much to Eugene for sending me this game. I really appreciate it. If any of you guys have crazy games like this that you've played recently or play in the future, feel free to send them my way, and they just might make it into a future YouTube video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all soon for the next one. Bye-bye.